like concupiscence and ecumenical.
Define those.
Concupiscence is the idea that your body and your soul are slightly removed from each other because of original sin. So you are ordered towards lust.
Yeah, I already stopped listening.
Exactly. And then ecumenicalism is the idea of Christians from different denominations collaborating together and reinstating Christendom.
So what are the 2 words you forgot because of your 2 new vocabulary?
I forgot the word for when you unroll a map and it makes you think things are bigger or closer or farther away than they really are. And I forgot the name of the guy who made the map that gives you that effect.
Copernicus.
No, it's the it's like Mercer or something. Merker.
Yeah, I think it starts with an M. You're in the realm. We're doing it.
Mercator effect.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Do you know what gaslighting is?
You did this joke.
I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
You did this joke on the Patreon.
Did I really?
Yeah, and I beat you at it.
Or is he gaslighting you?
I only have one podcast bit, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it on every podcast.
It really works when I'm invited on a panel with females. I just try to gaslight them.
I did go on a date with a girl one time to this restaurant called Gaslight.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I gaslit her, and I was like, "See, it's a bit."
And then she was like, "I hate you," and then she had sex with you anyway, because women are mentally ill.
Probably.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Hey, this is a normal episode, by the way.
Oh no!
We started.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. Every lady listening to this knows she's never disliked a guy and then stayed with him or been with him. That's not a thing anyone does.
Do you know what I've done? With this was very intentional when it came to comedy.
What's that?
And I see people fall into the trap where you're like, all women, all black ladies, all Chinese black ladies with 1 foot are bad, and then
Preach it.
and then all the Chinese 1-footed black ladies are mad at you. Where if I'm just like, you know what, I think I do a very like, I think all men and women are bad. And I broaden so everyone feels included. And no, I don't ever specifically attack, but everyone knows who I'm talking about.
When you say all,
when I'm like, all us guys and girls,
a subset of all people are bad.
It's just
we know which ones I'm talking about.
You get in trouble. It's people just get in trouble because you're like, man, when I'm dating these bitches, and they it's like when you could just say dating. It's like, when you're dating a crazy person, you do it to yourself is what I'm saying. I intentionally say crazy shit to keep people I don't want from ever listening to me. And then I also keep people nearby. Little comedy pro tip from MacArthur on the MacArthur Experience.
Because you've been doing so well.
I have been.
Maybe you should do like a life advice. You could become a life coach.
I don't think I want. I care enough. If people paid me, I would. But
the thing that I don't trust about life coaches is like most coaches were bad at the sport that they played.
No, they weren't.
When they played. Yeah, usually like Michael Jordan wasn't a good coach or like executive because he was too good at the game.
Oh, so he can't relate to the losers.
Yeah,
who need
so
coaching.
a life coach, I don't trust you unless you're dead.
That's why I'm a bad life coach, because
you're too good at life.
Is that why you read philosophers, but you wouldn't listen to a life coach?
I'll only read. Yeah. If you're dead, if you kill yourself, I'll listen to what you have to say.
That's why Marcus Aurelius is the best philosopher, because he didn't even want anyone to read his journal.
Right.
We're just rude.
Yeah.
Every time you read Meditations, you're invading
violating
his
his
privacy. Yeah. And he died.
He never
not
consented.
even trying. He just tried to live a better life, and then you're like, this is good advice right here. But then Tony Robbins with his big ass hands, he's touching on you, telling you to divorce your wife or whatever. I don't like that guy.
I don't like how much he swears too.
Yeah, dude.
It's
He's
like
trying
he
to be all
doesn't-
relatable by doing it.
But it's not. It feels forced every time.
Yeah.
I would, but it's the first 8 minutes of the podcast. I don't want to get demonetized yet.
Yeah.
He's
But
just
it's like
you gotta fucking achieve. You gotta fucking dream. You gotta fucking take the fucking life by the fucking horns and fuck it.
yeah.
And then you're like,
oh,
okay, well,
why?
like I don't.
Is that really what I've never seen?
Yeah, no, he swears. He's like really aggressive and like in people's faces,
doesn't
and he's
feel
really
natural.
large. Yeah, it's unnatural. It's weird. I don't know. I'd like
Because I don't hate you if you swear. Because I love myself.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you're a phone. Tony Robbins, come on the podcast. I'm gonna fist fight you. I'm calling you out right now.
There's so much more money in motivational speaking.
Yeah,
That's crazy
Then what?
than stand up.
I don't think so.
No, there is.
I think there is.
I
I think there is.
I think
and it's way less hard. It's basically like you only have to be funny for like 10% of the bit.
no, but I'm saying that like the overall, there's not motivational clubs where people go every Friday, Saturday night.
There literally is. That's AA. They're motivating each other to stay
They
sober.
don't pay. You don't get paid though.
Oh yeah, I guess no one gets paid, but I mean Tony Robbins has like get together like study groups and stuff. Like that's a real thing.
But I'm just saying overall, comedy is happening every night of the week around the nation.
Yeah, you're right. There are people all across the nation making upwards of tens of dollars in drink tickets a night, just creating so much surplus value.
Literally.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know why you're laughing at the comedy.
I was just. Do you think there are motivational open mics where like motivational speakers get together? They do a half hour, and then they're like, "Do you guys feel how are we feeling inside after my set?"
There are. Those are like those are like the safe spaces mics where they're like, hey, we only punch up, we only motivate each other. Jokes are not allowed here. We're trying to be funny.
Can you
And you're
motivate?
like, what?
Can you motivate in a 5-minute set?
Me?
No, like at the motivational open.
Have you ever been in sports and someone gave a good motivational speech?
Have you ever?
No, but I've seen them. I've seen them on YouTube.
I've been in one. It got me pretty fired up.
Yeah.
We used to pray before games because I grew up in a small town. So like the Mormon kids would they didn't care. They were just like, we're praying in front of everybody.
Dear
and
God,
some of the prayers,
please let us kill the other 12-year-olds. They are. I know they sin. I know they're looking at porn probably. I caught one of the opposite team looking at porn. He's a bad guy. Let me give him a concussion to heal him from
fix his broken brain.
Yeah.
So he never watches pornography.
I mean,
again.
a lot of the prayers would be to protect the other team from what we're gonna do, and that gets you fired.
Ooh, that
up.
is-
Dude,
that is
that
a good-
fires you up when some big Tongan boy has got his hands on two people's heads, and he's like, "Lord God, protect the other team from what we're about to do." And I'm just like, yes.
help him recover well from the traumatic brain injury I'm about to inflict.
Please give his mom the strength to hold his hand on the hospital bed.
Lord, please let this boy have medical insurance to pay for the ACL surgery he's about to get as I ruin his knees.
Dude, it gets you fired up. Kids barking during the prayer. You're just getting, it's a good time.
That would be.
Dude, motivational speeches rock. I love that stuff. I like the Haka. People think it's goofy. I think it's the coolest thing in the world.
Haka's cool.
No, the Haka's sick.
Didn't in old war, even reading the Bible, in old wars, didn't they kind of decide like whose God was right based on like who won the war?
Yeah, that's politics now.
Depending.
That's why when Trump won, God wanted that.
Depending, kind of.
And when Biden won, the Democrats cheated, and Satan cheated to get Biden elected.
It used to be like a thing where you would blow like your horns and stuff after the battle to sound off that you won, to like help people understand what was going on. And the Israelites were the first culture to take all of their horns and stuff and blow them all at once before the battle started.
Right.
To be like, we already won. We're not scared of this. And it
Yeah.
used to like terrify
That seems
people.
like the cheating. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
they're already
yeah.
blowing their horns. What the hell?
I've heard what they sound like when they're all together, like in real life, and it's really scary. It sounds terrifying. Like if you heard it, you'd be like, "Oh, we're about to have a bad day."
You ever go to like a football game, like high school or college, and they have a band, a brass section that is killing it?
Yeah.
It does sound. It's like, whoa, that's so.
Yeah, I remember when they had the Vuvuzuela in
Yeah.
soccer.
That was really inspirational.
Yeah.
It really
it inspired me. We need to bring
the
that
World
back.
Cup when every single clip was brrrr,
Maybe
like
we
just
should
noise.
do that to start comedy shows.
Blow a
To
horn.
let everybody know that it's about give everyone in the audience a Vuvuzuela. When you instead of clapping to bring comedians on, some goat horns.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool.
I think
like it.
I think we should not do that.
I think it's a good idea.
I think we should take all their cell phones and put them in little pouches, and we should have what's the one Clockwork Orange? We should clip their eyeballs open and put eye drops. Like, shut up, we're watching this,
Dude, my favorite clubs are the ones where they take people's phones. Those shows are visibly better, always.
Mm-hmm.
But
what if I snuck my Ray-Ban Snapchat glasses in to film you saying bad things, naughty things, so I can post them on the internet for clout?
no.
Ooh, Shane said all women are crazy, and I got it on film. I'm going to ruin him.
I didn't say all women are crazy.
All right.
You're gaslighting me now. I said all women sleep with people they don't like.
That's not true. What about the women who sleep with me?
True. See, and I'm open to being wrong. Look at that.
Yeah,
I'm not out here making statements for the sake of statements. I'm trying to have a dialogue. So now all the ladies know I'm teachable. That's an attractive
You've
quality.
never heard a woman say a bad thing after she started dating me. Because you were about to say something.
What?
Because they already hate
I
themselves.
definitely have.
What have they said?
I don't want to say.
Let me know.
No.
Let me hear it.
You've
As long as it's not about the size of my penis and how much it hurt them.
No,
then
it's definitely
it won't.
not that.
Let's hear it.
What? You've hurt plenty of women's feelings.
That's not what I said. I want you to hurt my feelings right now.
Oh no, I don't.
What
wanna
have you
hurt
heard
your
anything,
feelings.
Falconer? From back in the day, for anyone who doesn't know, Falconer is one of our oldest, like literally day one stand-up friends back in Salt Lake City, open mic.
Yeah, we started. I think I started 6 months before you.
Yeah, you were 6 months before me and Shane 6 months after me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the timeline. What's your excuse?
For not making it?
Yeah.
I was getting a PhD.
Okay.
That's a really good excuse.
Shit.
Damn, that's a great excuse. And you still headline? Woo! Pretty good. I mean, all things considered, you're beating me. If you really stop and think about it.
In the long run, yeah.
In the long run,
Well, I don't
yeah.
know. We don't know
in
what the
life,
long run. Maybe.
I heard that the government is like kind of being like, yeah, PhDs are not like important anymore. Like college education is not important. And so now I'm thinking like, because back in the day, they were like, college education is the most important when it wasn't.
Because we got too many people going to college.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like 50% of people are getting we don't need 50% college educated
someone
people
has
in
to
society.
be an electrician.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Go to a trade school or stuff. But now that I'm hearing like, hey, college isn't important, I'm like,
Now it's time to go.
I think I'm going to go get a PhD
Yeah.
after dropping out of high school. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 35. I think I'm going to go to college for the first time. Dude, I would love
You're
to
like
party
playing
with college
it like the
kids.
stock market.
Exactly. Well, buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just like hanging out, joining a frat, drinking all day. Like I'm trying to discover myself, learn about.
Everyone said there's no jobs in communications. So now I'm gonna have all the communication. I'm gonna get 4 communications jobs.
it's so funny seeing an old man doing bits at open mic about college. Just like, you know, when you're in class and you're sitting next to a girl. I don't know anything about college.
Remember when Jerry Seinfeld was saying that like colleges are ruining comedy?
Yeah.
College students?
Because he went and performed at a college and bombed and was like, colleges are too woke. They don't get my, what's the deal with airplane humor?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was looking for another 17-year-old girlfriend out there, and she didn't think my jokes were funny either.
Dude, what if he was saying crazy stuff, though? What if he went up there and he was like, what's the deal with
What's the deal with
black
trannies?
people on airlines? You're like, wait, why specifically in the air?
Yeah, whenever like some old guy is like, you can't say shit. It's like, you can. You have $1 billion, Jerry. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
not, oh no, you don't get to perform at that college you bombed at. So
Yeah, it's so.
if I had $1 billion, the shit I would say would be so horrific.
it would,
I
be
was-
enough for you to lose an entire shoe deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
dude. Yeah. If I was an open micer, I would bomb in terrible bars and be like, "These bars are too woke. They don't understand my all these places I bomb are too woke. They don't understand my jokes."
Mhm. That's usually what they go to.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
so
get it.
funny to blame it on something so like silly. Oh man,
Good for Jerry. He's got $1 billion.
yeah, dude, he has
He did it.
all the money.
So let's hear it. What have the open mic women I used to date when I was an open micer? What have they said about me?
I haven't heard anything. I
Thank
don't know how to
you.
talk to women.
Thank you,
So-
Falconer. What have you heard, Shane?
That's what I just heard. But you hurt people's feelings, so they were sad. These people didn't like you.
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I hurt someone's feelings when I was breaking up with them.
Yeah.
Was it the woman who cheated on me?
When listen,
If someone
firstly,
cheats on me, I'm gonna hurt her
whether they
feelings.
cheat on you or not, you know that if you hurt a woman's feelings, she's going to attack and defame you.
I can take
Is
it.
this more of me saying things that are going to get me in trouble right now? Just being like, everyone knows this. This is a real
because
thing.
it's not a
this
woman
is a thing all people
Shane,
do.
See, there you go. You're learning.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a thing
yeah.
all people do, and you're getting all the women angry.
I think that if I say women do something and then you assume I don't think guys do it, that says more about you than it says about me. You know what I'm
That was
talking
good.
about?
Yeah, because
Thank you. Yeah, flip it on them, right? Make it about not me.
yeah, it sounds like gaslighting a little bit.
They don't understand it.
Which
Let's
is
point it
good,
out
which
to
is
them.
They don't know what gaslighting is anyway.
Yeah, true.
They have no idea.
The concept.
Whatever
is
you
advanced.
think gaslighting is right now, you're wrong.
you do have one joke.
Hey, it
I
is
keep
working.
doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, trust. I'm not afraid of the man who tells 1,000 jokes. I'm afraid of the man who can tell one joke really, really good.
I don't know what that's referencing.
It's
but-
referencing like Bruce Lee said,
Yeah,
"Don't
yeah,
fear
yeah.
the man that
Oh.
knows like 1,000 moves.
Yeah, if you're the man who knows
Practice one
really good
move 1,000
That's Mac
times.
when it comes to fat guy sex. That's his. He doesn't, don't fear the man who knows 1,000 moves. Fear the fat man who knows one
How to lay on his
move
back really well.
good.
No, it's one move, and I'm just down there. La, 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 la.
Oh.
Do you have that like food fetish that George Costanza had on Seinfeld, where you want to like eat a sandwich while you go down?
I don't
the
have
hill?
it, but I would do it.
When Matt goes down on a girl, he puts extra cheese and then one more tortilla
wraps her-
and wraps it in another one.
Yeah.
No, I like.
Hey
I,
baby, can you lay down on this bed of cheese and a comically large tortilla?
No, I like the super pussy when it has extra lips wrapped around the lips.
Can I put some salami?
Why are you throwing up? Do you think the female body is disgusting?
No,
Unlike
just
me?
imagine. For some reason, my brain is overactive, and it's really giving me the imagery of you.
Putting some salami.
Yeah, getting
some,
crazy with it. It made
I do.
it
Some
made
bologna.
me,
I do get crazy with that.
wretch.
They never complained about my dick game though, right? So
No, man.
that's all I care about. That's all I care about.
I think you're the one who has to worry about what you're saying.
I am worried about it.
Okay.
That's why I'm feeling it out. I'm like, hey, did they say anything? I'm asking questions, putting myself in a vulnerable position because I need to learn and grow.
I think if you want to grow, never say the words
Vulner?
dick game again.
Ooh.
I don't think women like
Do you want to
that.
play a dick game with me?
You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I don't want to see it. You're uncircumcised. It's dirty.
It's not dirty.
Unclean.
Are you circed?
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to work on a joke right now where I'm like, it is circumcised guys who are like, it's dirty. I'm like, you've never had one. How do you know?
Because we can visualize it.
Yeah, you think
If you
gives
put
me
a bunch of
nightmares.
extra stuff on it, yeah, I can. What are you talking about?
exactly. What are you talking about? You don't live with one. I live with it. I know exactly how dirty it gets.
Maybe we should have, you know how like some
Any amount is more than ours. Any amount of dirty is more than zero.
I'm just saying, you don't know.
Okay,
Alright.
so you know how we have like the pregnant suits that men can wear so they can like empathize with pregnant women?
Like a heavy.
Or
So
pretend
just
to
a
be the
mock-
sumo wrestler they
a-
always knew they could be.
a
Continue.
mock foreskin so that we can empathize
yeah.
and understand.
that should have.
I'll wear one of those and then for a week and then I'll be like, you know what, Mac, you were right.
See how stinky
I
it
never-
gets.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah, every circumcised guy, I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Chop off the end of my foreskin so I don't have to take a shower once a week. It made sense in biblical times where they weren't showering.
It makes sense now.
No,
and
it doesn't.
aerodynamically.
That's
know
an
what I mean?
argument.
We last
when the
longer because
Greeks-
we're less sensitive.
That's an argument. But
When-
no one ever makes these arguments. They're always like, it's
We're making them
stinky.
right now.
It's stinky.
What do you mean no one ever does? We're doing it.
No, I'm saying, all right, aerodynamics,
Last longer.
but it's only soft aerodynamics. When I'm hard, it pulls back, and I'm normal.
Actually,
and-
No,
I've,
because you
no.
can if I so if I take an air so you think if I take an air compressor and pointed at your hard penis,
At mine?
it's not gonna
no. Do you want me to get hard right now?
it's
and show
gonna
you?
look like an iguana
Please.
when that
surprised
dinosaur
it hasn't
when
happened
it
already.
spits oil and it gets its things all out.
Yeah, you don't
That's
know
what you're gonna look
You don't
like.
know what you've never seen an uncircumcised
Wait, what?
penis.
A dinosaur spitting oil? What are you
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
From
That
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park dinosaur. He spits
With
tar
Newman?
or whatever. He gets
Oh,
Newman.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I remember. that
Thank
one.
you, Shane, for proving my point. You're like, it's stinky. It doesn't. It's like, oh, you're talking. You don't even know what it.
I have not one time called it stinky. Someone is projecting.
I am. I'm projecting stinky oil onto my enemy's face.
One kid in second grade drew a photo with stink lines coming off of Mac's crotch, and now he's got a complex. He's got a complex about it.
I gotta join it. I gotta do stand up about it.
Ooh, the Pepe Le Pew stink lines. Damn it! They got me. How do I defend myself from this?
I hate showering every 3 days.
Oh man, does it feel good to like get in there with an alcohol pad and swab it out?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So, anyways,
Have you thought about getting circumcised?
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems like the worst decision to ever make.
But then you could like
you get it done when you're a baby, not a problem.
I had an uncle who did have the one medical condition where it was too tight. When he had got circumcised at like 14. It was like either 10 or 14, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember it. It was the worst experience of my life."
Yeah,
I got circumcised when I think I was like 2 or 3 because my dick was too small apparently to circumcise when I was a baby.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dude.
A doctor was like, "Hey, your baby dick is too small."
Yeah, hey, dude. Even for a baby, this is crazy, dog. Hey, you gotta.
They didn't have robotics then, you know, to be
you
like
think
real
your
precise.
Mom prayed for you,
Maybe,
but
but
to like get.
A bigger hog.
He's like, come on, help him out, God, please.
I don't know why she told me that. She said that I got circumcised when I was like 2 or 3. It might have been like 3. And when she told me, I actually did start to remember. And apparently we were going to the hospital and my mom's like, "You're just going to have a little operation." I was like, "But mommy, I don't want an operation."
I think in some like Pacific Islander cultures, they do it around like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And it's like they all remember.
Yeah, dude.
And their dads they'll do like a lie. They're like, "Hey, put on this like robe. We're going to the dentist." He's like, "Why would I need to put on a robe to go to the dentist?" And then they trank them up and they come home like,
It's like getting your wisdom teeth out, but worse.
Yeah, maybe it builds mental toughness.
I have thought about that. I do think it does affect you psychologically.
So why aren't you doing it?
Because
Don't
I
you
like
want
where I am
to be
psychologically.
stronger mentally?
No,
I think that if you did it, you would have a six pack.
I probably would.
It's the only thing holding you back. The aerodynamicity of your penis is what's holding you back.
Yeah.
I think there probably is some. If you could back up your arguments, I'll do it. I'll get circumcised tomorrow.
I've surfed naked.
I mean, I
once.
would back up our arguments by saying both of us have completed elite level athletic achievements, and you eat super burrito, and we're circumcised and you're not. So we have a little causation there.
Maybe
Possibly.
let's get Freud about that. Maybe I need my burrito wrapped with another tortilla.
Wow, interesting.
I only eat sausages wrapped in bacon because it.
Every time you see us eating a regular burrito, you have empathy pain. Like, oh no, they hurt you.
Falconer, what was your favorite memory of Salt Lake? What did you miss when we? Oh, you left first, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because you were gonna take over the podcast that I was doing.
No, I wasn't.
You did one episode with Aaron, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you're like, "No, this sucks. Yeah, I'm never going back."
Podcasting sucks. I don't like it. I'm better than you guys at it.
I miss the good snow. I miss. We were like fun and mean to each other, which was nice. I think that did build character.
Oh yeah, you can when you show up to a comedy scene and everyone's nice, you're like, "Oh, you guys are not as funny. You're too like somebody make fun of me at least." And I've noticed even like at I'll show up places. What are you looking at me like that, Shane?
I burped.
Oh.
I was burping away from the microphone, trying to be a gentleman.
I thought, yeah. You show up to like other scenes and are like a little roasty, and then they're like, "Oh, that was all right." Like it's like I thought we were doing comedy here. I thought we were making fun of each other, having a good time. You know my Joe Rogan story, right?
No, what is it?
Joe Rogan came to town.
Yeah.
And he brought an opener, and the opener brought down Wise Guys' house. Like when that room is on fire.
Wait, hold on. You paid to see Joe Rogan?
No, I didn't pay.
Oh, okay.
No,
This is when we were paid regulars, so
we were just hanging out every weekend. So I was at the back of the room watching this guy. Literally, unbelievable set, 10 out of 10 set, except at the last his last sentence he was like, hey, thank you ladies and gentlemen, like, oh, gentlemen, like he spoke one word.
Yeah.
And everyone's still cheering. They're cheering as he walks off the stage, gets to the back, and I'm the first person he sees get off, and he's like, hey, what'd you think of that? And I go, I don't know why, like, he asked me or whatever.
Yeah.
It's because
what do you think of that?
Mac he didn't say it like that.
No.
Before that set, which was the last set of the night, because you do 2 sets in a night, I gave him advice on a joke, and then him and I talked about one of his jokes, and he redid it. So he came over, and Mac and I are standing, and with the knowledge of, like, I'm doing something new, we are all peers.
I didn't have that knowledge. I must have shown up halfway through.
Like, how was it? How did that look? Like in a genuine, not cool guy way.
Yeah,
Continue.
This is the first I'm learning about this, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so I go, man, really good set, except for that last word you flubbed. And I'm like, he's Joe Rogan's opener. He's gonna get like, oh yeah, you killed it. Why would you want the compliment? And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what? And he like turned away and like seemed like just really like he was super bummed. And I'm like, well, I've like ruined my chance of like talking to him. Or it was really weird. And so I was just like, I'm out of here. Because it was funny. It was funny to like be like, yeah, you bombed.
Yeah, he really
to tell the
did.
guy that who was killing on stage
You were
that
like,
he
it was
bombed.
pretty good till the end there. Bombed a little bit. I don't remember what you said. You did tell him he bombed, though, and he took it seriously and was incredibly sad. And I was like, geez, Louise.
At the time, I felt bad, but I love telling that story because it still makes me laugh.
Is he doing well now? That
Oh, yeah, he's super famous, probably.
He does all right.
Actually,
he's like super famous online. I don't know that he's doing anything with stand-up. He was famous on Vine. People can guess who he is pretty easy.
Oh, it looks like he killed himself last month.
No, he's online. He has millions
I
of
feel
followers.
like your microphone should have that on it.
Oh, the micro?
Yeah. Because you're uncircumcised.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, very true. Get it in there.
I like it raw. So, yeah, that was one of my old favorite Wise Guys memories.
No, I think my favorite Wise Guys memory was, and this is a joke I told at my shows, when me and Jackson Banks did mushrooms to perform stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I remember because you were
in
like,
front of
you planned that with me,
10
and you
comedians.
You stiffed me. We were all three of us were going to do mushrooms together and do that. It wasn't a show; it was an open mic. By the way,
It's so crazy to do mushrooms for an open mic. It's such a crazy thing to
and
do.
not only an open mic, like one of the shittiest.
Yeah, a building that's been demolished since because it was full of bad spirits.
That was the one where that Juggalo clown guy hung out. He was really nice.
He was
Who?
nice. I remember,
I don't remember his
him. I
name.
can't remember his name. I forgot he existed.
There was that Juggalo clown that lived in a van.
It was Mr.
yes.
Mr.
Don't say his name. He's nice.
Okay, still okay. You're right, but anyway, he was a clown and he had a specific name, and I remember
He was a clown. Like
he literal for those
off
of you
stage,
thinking
he dressed as a clown.
Yeah,
he was a juggalo.
He's a literal
but he was also like
clown.
but not like a juggalo, but like blowing up animal balloons.
He,
and
a
like,
part of his stand-up was making animal balloons and juggling and stuff. He's a clown.
I'm saying that was one of the guys that like kind of ran that open mic.
Yeah, and then later I was like, what does this guy do in real life? And then I saw him in clown makeup spinning a sign, and I was like, oh, okay.
It's a sign
And then
spinner.
eventually one day, a bunch of people had like a thing because he like got hit by a four-wheeler or something. I can't remember. And I was
A
just like,
GoFundMe?
yeah, there was like
I
a
remember that.
GoFundMe because he got hit with a motorcycle. And I was like,
Oh.
geez Louise, how does that happen? Crazy.
I mean, very obvious with the clown. You'd think a clown would be the least likely person to get hit by a car because they're so colorful.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
No, it's
he got run over by a really small car full of a lot of guys.
Yeah,
But
so
anyway.
that open mic, it was in like a restaurant. I don't know why they allowed that.
Because nothing. I guess nothing.
I guess the
happened
restaurant
there.
was failing, so they sold like a couple.
Dude, I think that someone, just like how all open mics get started, some mentally ill comic who wants to have an open mic so he can leverage his show against other comedians in order to get more stage time and to feel important, goes to some business owner who doesn't know any better and it's like, I would like to have an open mic in this place. Is that cool with you? I'll give you some of the money or whatever. And then they like make it happen.
That open mic is the reason the scene turned on me. Because that's where that's where I told the joke to my nemesis at the time. Where
who was your nemesis?
I don't want to say her name.
Okay,
I think she still might do stand up in Salt Lake, and we're cool now. That's why I'm like I don't want to. It's all water under the bridge. But I remember this is like month 1 when you still hated me when I showed up and. I
didn't hate you. I think I just thought you were weird and unfunny.
Yeah, everyone is.
How the tables have turned.
She barely got off, and she did some joke about. She's like, when I'm wearing skinny jeans, blah 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 blah. And so this is like what my literal like. I just came up with it as I was walking up, and I'm like, nice one, but. I don't know why you call them skinny jeans when you're wearing them. They're just called jeans. And she wasn't fat, but she wasn't like skinny.
Yeah,
and everyone is. I think people were like, "Boo, Mac, that's not cool." Like I'm like, I haven't even started my set yet. Can you please like shut up? But I remember that was the turning point where all those people were then like, and still to this day, do not like me because of that. But I also like from that, I'm like. No, I'm not apologizing. It was a joke. And she was like, yeah.
That is funny.
She didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But over the course of me battling all the alt scene in Salt Lake, they hated me more and more and more. I'm like, it's 5 years later. I'm not apologizing for that joke. I refuse. Just burning more and more bridges, defending one joke from 4 years ago. Ruining more and more people's lives.
You can't apologize for jokes.
Never.
No.
Not if I meant the joke. If even then, I would never apologize for if I'm trying to make something funny. Yeah. Also, I'm bad at I'm too autistic in real life, and I'm like I didn't know I should apologize for things when I hurt people's feelings. Seems like a you problem. Why are your feelings hurt?
I have a bad memory. I just like forget that things happened.
Yeah, that's good in a relationship. I find
it is good
because like when a woman wrongs you, you're very forgiving of. You're like when you're mad at her, and then you're like, what was I mad at? I don't even care.
I have the exact opposite problem.
Yeah.
My ex, when we got divorced, it was, and this isn't me talking bad about her, just so everyone knows, but she told me that one of her least favorite things about being married to me was that I remembered everything. I have like an eidetic memory, and so especially if I have like something to cultivate the memory, I can remember it perfectly. So I won't remember a thing. I can have brain farts and stuff, but if you can like give me imagery or whatever, I can like write a map, draw a map of like a building I've been in. Doesn't. So anyway, I would remember all of like anything.
Can you draw a map of the United States?
I would, yeah, actually, probably. But she would get
prove
the actual size,
the actual real size,
yeah, the Merc index,
map. The Merc index map. No, I can't do it Merc style, but anyway, but I would remember like she would be like, we did this thing, or like. So what if you're mad at me about what? And then I'd be like, what about 2 weeks ago when you left your oatmeal in the dish? And she'd be like, how do you remember that? Like I would every time.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where she stopped arguing with me because she was like, I know I did something that if I bring this up, he's going to be able to bring it
Just
up.
a Rolodex.
Yeah.
That's the opposite. When a girl's like, do you remember when you did this? And I'm like, no, but I'm probably did it and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's like what I do. It ends arguments really quickly.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
it's like, oh yeah, I don't remember.
That's my new strategy. Right. My old strategy was bad. People would be like, my ex would be like, I don't want to do this, and then I don't want to go to your parents' house because this, and this, and then I'd be like, April 9th, I went with you to your parents' house. We stayed late because this. I was very gracious.
Yeah.
April 20th, I then again went to your sister's place when you were getting your hair, and I would just like list it off, and she'd be like, oh, so I'm just the bad guy? And I would be
Guess
like,
what?
yes.
Did you try like also including some things where like you f***ed up?
Yeah, I would do
in
that.
Those,
Makes them insane.
Like, no, here's the problem.
That makes it worse.
See, Shane, this is your problem. You're in court, and they're like, hey, me and Falconer just take the plea deal up front. We're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'll take the smaller punishment where you're like, no, I'm going to prove my innocence. When you're defending yourself and you draw out the court. And then
the federal government is like, you're going to prison for 80 years.
We're going to make an example out of you. And we're going to give you the strictest punishment.
So
just take the plea deal.
You're right. You guys are totally right. So after I got divorced, I remember thinking, okay, this is bad. I'm not going to do that anymore. I think relationships aren't about like keeping a ledger. That was an incredibly negative, bad thing on my part. So it's like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Then on my next 2 girlfriends, anytime something bad would happen, especially if I thought I was wrong, I wouldn't even bring up anything they did. I would just say, you know what? You're right. I will be better. I'm sorry I made you feel this way. Let's move on. Or I would ask them the question, okay, I want to fix this. What do you want to happen now? That is worse. Yeah. It's worse than the other thing because they want to argue. So if you're like incredibly reasonable and not emotional and you're just like, I was wrong, how can we make this better right now? They're like, no, fight with me. Like it makes them crazy. Nothing, you can't.
You're going to get in a fight. You're going to get in a fight with a bunch of women. And you're like, I know exactly what I said on the podcast.
I do know what I said. You can't tell me my experience. But yeah, anytime I'm just like directly like, you know what? You're right. I was wrong. And then it just doesn't, because they're like, I want to be mad at you. You're not giving me time to be mad at you. Now I have to go to the forgiving you part when I want to be mad at you longer.
I did try that once with my first girlfriend. We like argued quite a lot. And then one day I'm like, for a month, I'm just going to say you're right. Like every single argument.
And then the sex wasn't as good? Because you weren't fighting.
I was 20. It was probably never good.
Yeah, probably.
If you can't remember, that means the experiment was good. It worked.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, like, you only remember that bad stuff.
Right. Like, yeah, in my show where I talk about traumatic memories.
Yeah.
You don't remember this stuff when everything was just okay.
That's why you should traumatize the audience. And not just by being unfunny. You should do a second thing.
They pull out a gun and kill yourself on stage?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you walk out and you go, that wasn't real. And everyone's like, what just happened? Just like that one.
You could probably do that at like a magic show.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that the plot of some movie? I can't remember.
What the hell? Did you just spoil it?
Yeah, probably.
Back to the open mic. You and Jackson Banks, our favorite comic. Sorry. And me, we're like, we're going to do mushrooms. And then when I show up to the mic, you and Jackson are like, we already did all the mushrooms. And I'm like, what the hell? So I was sober and watched you. I was entertained. No one else was, by the way. It was watching,
I'm sorry.
It was watching you guys bomb. But it's funny for me to watch like people bomb.
Yeah, we like to see comedians do poorly.
Yeah.
We like to see someone do poorly. One of my favorite things to see is like someone completely commit to like total silence by the audience.
Yes.
I
love watching, like when I'm in Utah, Wise Guys Open Mic is my happiest place. Because I like to hang out with my friends. I like to make jokes. I like when people are funny. And I love when people do bad, dude. When people are mentally ill or someone shows up with all their friends from work. Like, this is my time. I'm about to be the funniest person here. And then they bomb. Oh, my God.
I learned a lot about human nature from like what brings people to comedy shows.
Yeah.
Like the first time you go up, like all of your friends will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you start doing it a lot, they're like, oh, well, you're just going to be like good. I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
It's like the spectacle is what they want. It's like, oh, I want to watch my friend just eat shit up there. Like 20 people. Like my friend's open mic, he didn't have that many friends. Literally 20 people showed up.
To his
the
first
time he did comedy. Yeah. And I think after that, there were like 5 total.
That's crazy.
That's if you're gonna do stand up, my advice to you is bring as many people as you can your first time. It will help you with your nerves.
It's the worst possible thing.
Just bring have your grandma and all of her aunts and uncles, cousins, coworkers, your friends. Everyone, day one.
I remember the first open mic at Wise Guys. It was like a lottery, so only I don't know, like 50% of the people that
was that
signed
the one
up.
with that was still at downtown
Trolley Square.
Yeah, I was there, and then 3 weeks later they shut it down.
Yeah,
and they moved to their downtown location.
But I remember like when they were picking the names, I was just like hoping so bad that I would not get called because I was just like I was way too nervous, and I didn't get called, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then like 2 months later, I did it and ruined my life. So.
How's your life ruined? You have a PhD and get paid to teach.
Yeah, well, comedy didn't do any of that.
It helped, probably.
Do you think you are successful in spite of comedy? Is that what's happening?
Maybe. No, comedy helped me do, because I like lecture at a university, which I never would have done if it wasn't for comedy, because I had like stage fright.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was in college, I'm like, there is a 0% chance I will do like what that teacher's doing.
And now
Like I would never do that in a million years.
Now you're used to bombing, so you're like, oh, this is the silence of a classroom.
Pretty much,
is
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Dude.
I'm like I bomb like 36 hours a year doing lectures. It's so bad.
Do you ever tell jokes at the
Kids
lectures?
sleeping. I tell a few. I don't tell very many.
Is Seinfeld right? These kids are too woke.
They don't understand.
I'm trying to lecture them, and they don't want to hear my impression of a Chinese guy.
It'd be so cool to throw that in there randomly, just the craziest thing you can think of.
Yeah, do you have tenure yet?
I have the equivalency of tenure in New Zealand.
Why not?
Permanent.
Why not?
Yeah, I could.
Start doing accents. I'm going to tell you how it really is on these streets.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe. Yeah. It'd be
Start wearing a
motivating.
"Make America Great Again" hat to New Zealand.
Ultra MAGA.
Yeah, you're ultra MAGA. It's so funny to rep that in New Zealand. Do you see any Trump stuff in New Zealand ever?
I saw a guy, there are these things called great walks that are just like these really pretty hikes. And on this great walk, a dude was wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Cool, dude.
Which is weird.
They
'cause
call
usually-
hikes great walks?
We call it tramping, actually, in New Zealand.
Dude,
we call
come
hiking
on.
tramping. Yeah.
What an unserious
So
nation.
whimsical, dude. Is there nothing that kills you in
New Zealand is a very unserious nation. Like
yeah.
the name for our 401k, like our government funded retirement plan, is Kiwi Saver.
That's so funny, dude. Are there no natural predators like around?
Yeah.
No, we like don't even have sharks that attack people somehow. Well, there are in like parts that no one goes, but yeah, we like don't even really have sharks. Our Air Force has the kiwi as its logo.
That's fun.
A flightless bird
It's the Air
is
Force's
the logo.
It's
for
so no
our
wonder
Air
you guys
Force.
call them tramps. Because if you go on a walk here, there's so many things. There's like lions and bears and snakes and eagles and other like crazy stuff is happening.
Is it
you
called-
go on a walk in New Zealand and you're just like, what's the worst that could happen? I get thirsty. Like.
Is it called the Air Force, or do they call it something stupid
They
like,
call
we're going
it-
up in the Flappy Doodles?
No, I think they do call it the Air Force. I don't think we have a single attack plane.
Why would
Which
you?
I think we should have one and just
No.
get in like
You don't-
one dogfight
No.
where like the Kiwi shoots down another
you
plane.
don't want to become a target. You want to. I think New Zealand is one of those countries because I think it gets left off of maps a lot of times.
It does, yeah.
It's like a thing, and I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
They're waiting for America, China, and Russia to blow this shit to the ground, and they're like, "All right, well,
New
we'll just
Zealand-
keep existing down here."
It is
peacefully and
kind of
happily."
in a perfect spot because there's no natural resources. It's really far away. So there's like no reason to attack it. 50% of our energy comes from hydropower. I'm just like advertising New Zealand right now.
But it's like that in Iceland. Iceland and New Zealand are like paradises.
And they make a lot of food.
Yeah, but
So-
if you take it over so you can use it as an air base to attack Australia.
yeah, don't think America's thought of that.
And that's why
We've thought of everything.
You would take over Papua New Guinea because it's like closer.
Well, you want
and,
multiple places.
Yeah.
You also have ports that would be important to have. If I'm China, I definitely want to take over New Zealand.
Do you think there's going to be another like land invasion type war?
Maybe China
I
and
don't.
Taiwan.
I think it's just going to be economic.
It's possible. Technology's pushing us in that way. The Ukraine-Russia war, as far as conventional war, has kind of validated a lot of what war planners think, and that's that technology does this thing where it gets so good that it forces us to fight in a certain way that keeps repeating itself in history. So like we'll have periods of history where fighting is really impersonal, and then it will get very personal very quickly, and then technology grows to make it impersonal because getting soldiers to kill each other is difficult, and the more impersonal you can make it, the better, the more efficient you become. But as technology gets too impersonal, it forces people back together, and we're in that phase right now where like because of countermeasures and all these ways tanks defend themselves and like drones and anti-aircraft missiles and stuff, now the only way to like get on the ground and do something real is to have a guy with a rifle get into a trench with another guy with a rifle. And technology is only going up, so like in the next 5 years we're going to have anti-drone drones that like float around with you and like spit gum at attack drones, and like missiles will be completely ineffective. The trophy systems on tanks will make it so that you can't attack them with long-range missiles. So the only way to fight tanks and soldiers will be to get on the ground close up with more tanks and soldiers.
Dude.
So basically, technology is forcing us back into World War II.
What about ChatGPT? Will that be able to?
Chat GPT will.
I don't think ChatGPT is good at war.
You don't think so?
No, I think they've hamstrung it.
Yeah, they.
So they've like made it. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I can't teach you how to build a pipe
How to
bomb.
wage war.
well,
I can't teach you how to design chemical weapons.
Oh yeah, my bad.
the
Here's a
worst,
hotline to that you could call to try and improve your life so that you don't want to murder people.
I'm gonna be so good at the next war with drones.
You're gonna
because
be the drone operator.
One, I would be a good drone operator, and two, I'm such a good shotgun guy. Like, shotguns are my favorite guns to shoot.
Those are also like the easiest ones to aim. So you're just saying you're
Yeah.
like a terrible.
We'll aim and move. So, and I can hit a drone coming. Someone's.
I think if it's close enough to hit with a shotgun, it may kill you if it goes off, though.
no, it has to hit me to hurt me.
No, the shrapnel's what
What, like
kills you.
30 feet away?
Yeah.
No, I'll shoot it, and the shotgun will save me.
Okay.
So then I'll fly my drone because I know the other guy's not as good of a shotgun shooter as me.
You have a shotgun that fires that goo, and you goo the drone so that it disables it.
A shot goo gun.
If you freeze a drone, it would disable it as well.
I would love a shot goo gun.
Yeah, dude, it's possible.
Why haven't we
what do you
trained monkeys to wage war?
Well, they
have.
don't need to. They're
Have
already
we?
good at.
The guerrilla wars.
We've not done
Dude,
gorillas.
that would be terrifying.
What do you think we are?
I know that in a real life thing that in India and Persia and stuff, they like have riled up and starved monkeys or lions and stuff and released them into battle, but it almost always goes wrong immediately.
when they open the cage and it turns right around.
Turns right around. That literally has happened.
You have to like train the gorilla, like only attack the blue shirted people.
Yeah.
The red shirted, we're your friends.
The first time they ever attacked Romans with elephants, they were like, well, the Romans have never seen elephants before, so they're going to lose their minds.
But then like
And-
all of them died in the Alps.
Yeah, well, a bunch of them did, but the Romans stood their ground. They were just like, oh, look, monsters, whatever, I'm still going to do my job. And they just threw spears at them, and then the elephants went crazy and just started stomping their own guys, and they were like, this has never happened before. Why are these tiny Italian idiots not afraid of elephants? And it's like, it was just very
They did
funny.
sack Rome though, didn't they?
No.
They didn't.
No, they never got to Rome. They in the Battle of Cannae, they did a double envelopment, which is when you envelop a large army with a smaller army, and they killed a bunch of people and did really good. But Fabian, one of the co-consuls, won the war by
Great
using
name.
the Fabian strategy, which is something that's like a term in common usage, where you burn everything behind you as you retreat.
I like when one bigger army envelops a smaller army.
It is cool.
to protect it safely.
Yeah, kind of like
and like
Super
coated-
Burrito.
coated in cheese.
yeah.
Impede their mobility. Our
Keep it-
tanks can't go through nacho cheese. They found the one thing.
What do you think you're gonna be utilized for in World War III?
Yeah, good
Because
question.
I'm definitely gonna be a drone operator that has to defend himself with a shotgun. It
Maybe
just
I'd
takes-
synthesize chemical weapons.
Oh, okay.
Or
'cause
maybe
you're-
like make drugs that would like maybe instead of chemical weapons just like spray a bunch of LSD over the enemy. You know,
Wouldn't-
and then they're like,
wouldn't
we're
that
all
make-
one.
No.
Why are we fighting this war?
If I was at war and I was on LSD, I'd be like a jaguar in the jungle.
naked,
Yeah.
just crawling around.
That's the thing is like people are like it may. If you did mushrooms, it would really bum me out at war. I would be like I'd be like, wow, we're so like humans fighting. It would make me too like interpersonal and perspective. But if I'm on acid, it's all math and numbers, and I become a hunting machine. I become too.
What if like they would give you psychedelics like in Full Metal Jacket when they do like the thing about the rifle, like you'll give your rifle a girl's name, like you give people mushrooms for that. Like when they train you to like
so then you're like having a spiritual experience
with your
rifle.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever shot? Have you shot guns
I've
a
shot
lot?
gun, not a lot, but a few times.
I was gonna say you don't need psychedelics to feel spiritual.
I worked at like a biomedical company, in San Diego, and we literally worked across the street from a gun range.
Yeah.
Like literally a 2-minute drive.
So sick.
And sometimes at lunch, we'd just drive across the street and shoot guns. And the first time that I shot I think it was a 357 Magnum or a 44 caliber. I don't know. It was something like a really big handgun.
Yeah.
A medium
Ruger.
big.
Medium big. And then, I just shot it and I just had like the biggest smile on my face.
Yeah, dude, it feels so good.
But I don't want to be a gun guy.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. They're just not. There's funner things.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there are. There are funner
There are
than
funner
shooting a
things,
gun.
but it can be one of
Here's
the
the
fun
thing.
things.
You're like, I don't want to be a guy because there are funner things to do. You can do all of them. You can have sex. You can climb mountains. You can shoot guns. You can do. It doesn't take up every hour of your day.
I disagree with that, actually. You can't be having sex and do everything you want to do. That actually does get in the way.
You can't have sex on top of a mountain while shooting a gun.
No, you can and you should.
Yeah.
But you should be married to that woman.
Yeah, how do you think you're? Yeah, you can't be like a sex maniac trying to court different women every week.
Yeah.
That's why you get a wife, so you have time for guns and hiking and
It's so
or sorry,
true.
not hiking. I'm going on a great walk.
I think maybe you should have like one woman that you like shoot the gun with during sex,
Yeah,
and
your
that's like
wife.
your special thing. You know?
Yeah.
And then maybe
And we shoot our
Like God meant it.
we
Yeah.
shoot our marriage gun that I got her for marrying
the
me.
marriage gun.
Yeah, like in Turkey when they get married and they just fire guns in the air. It's so cool.
So beautiful.
I'm actually New Zealand is also weird because you can have like environmental hunters. Like I'm actually bringing some copper warheads, like bullet tips, to New Zealand for my friend who's like
What do you mean
a
warhead?
conservationist, like the tip of a bullet. I don't know what you call it.
All hunting
Not
in America-
without
Just slugs.
It's a slug. Yeah.
There is no trophy hunting in America. It's almost all conservationism.
Okay.
To get your tag, the game warden will have to have counted and done all of the environmental work to determine how many deer or elk or whatever animal gets hunted in order to balance the ecosystem for next year.
Oh, interesting.
So hunters are paying into the game warden's pocket so that they can preserve the environment, and then
Keep
the
hunting
hunting
going.
is conservationism.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's how all American hunting works because of Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool guy.
But yeah, New Zealand, like all of our mammals are bad.
Really?
So it's like, yeah, because they're not supposed to be there and they mess stuff up.
Oh,
So you basically like
there's no
could-
limit,
Pretty much.
but
yeah.
you don't have guns.
We have guns, yeah.
Okay,
so
but,
I'm bringing
but
these-
you're not like American about guns.
Yeah.
No, not after the Christchurch thing. He ruined it.
Dang.
The guy
Yeah, I think now you need to have like some interviews and stuff. To
Oh,
get,
well, that's not bad.
it's
Yeah.
bad.
As long as you can still have them.
That's what they think. They'll like, hey, let's just do a couple interviews. Let us put cameras in your house. Let us read your brain thoughts.
I love when Max says this stuff because he doesn't even have a gun.
I know.
Yeah, you're not you like legally
the
can't have a
government
gun
doesn't know.
in New York City.
In New York, no, not
how
in the
does
city.
that
New York is-
happen constitutionally?
I don't know.
New York is the strictest. New York City is the strictest place because I used to build guns up in Yonker,
Right.
which is like 50 feet over the border was the gun shop. So it's in New York State, but not New York City. And if they have like you can fly almost anywhere in America, even like states that don't allow guns. If you fly in an airport with a gun, so you check your gun,
Yeah.
and TSA locks it and stuff. And then if you're like on your way to some other state where you're carrying your gun, it's all okay. That's fine. New York City, you can't even do that. It like supersedes like it's way weird. It doesn't make any constitutional sense.
Huh.
People have flown in with like a check gun and then they're like, yo, yeah, we're confiscating this and you're going to prison for a year. And they're like, what? It didn't say anything on the website. Yeah, we don't tell people about that. It's because it's another scam, like
I think-
parking and arresting motorcyclists. The entire NYPD police force is a scam. All of it, top to bottom.
I think I kind of maybe get it for New York City
Why?
because there's like a lot of stuff here that like can be irritating.
There's guns here. There's illegal guns. People still sneak in guns.
Yeah, but we do have less gun violence than pretty much any other major city.
Is that true?
I think so. I think especially, well, I mean,
What
there are
about other violence?
There are some cities like Chicago. More people were dying in Chicago from gun violence than Iraq at one point when we were occupying it.
Wait, American deaths?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I know how to read statistics.
No, but still, soldiers were taking less fire than the black community in Chicago. So
Yeah, because the soldier, you're not counting the Iraqi deaths.
yeah. But no one talks about, and also
They don't talk about it.
everyone talks about rifles. No one talks about handguns because handguns don't kill white people. So no one gives a shit.
I think they do. I think most shootings are like done with a shotgun and a handgun.
I think, but like
everyone talks about ARs and AKs.
all the like stuff about how guns are bad and stuff is centered around like hicks and like militias and the mass shootings done with rifles, and they're not talking about like
Gang violence.
people in like impoverished communities and stuff that are like facing gun violence every day, and it's almost entirely pistols. But you're like, well, but yeah, you guys are dirty, filthy liberal idiots, and you don't care
about that. It's all it's like cowboy times.
It is. No, it literally is. You've seen the videos of guys just like drawing on each other and gunfighting. You're like, oh, that's what that would look like.
Chicago is the Wild West.
Yeah, Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Detroit.
That's the real America.
There's a bunch of wild places. Yeah,
they're still keeping it alive out
Youngstown,
there.
Ohio.
They're keeping the American Western dream alive.
The Second Amendment just needs to be expanded.
No,
to
it doesn't.
Like
it's
drones
fine exactly the way it is.
and like tanks.
What do you mean it expanded? I can own a tank and a drone. The Second Amendment allows
nuclear
me to.
weapons?
Yes, we should.
If everybody had a nuke, I genuinely believe we should be allowed to bring guns on planes. I was looking up like worldwide airline deaths.
Yeah.
How many people do you think die in the world from plane crashes?
A year?
Every year?
A week?
In the entire world.
I would
A
say
year.
less than 200.
What's the time frame? You didn't.
Every year.
Every year?
Annually. It's
200.
around like 500.
Okay, yeah.
How many people die every year in car crashes in
Are
America?
you doing one of your bits right
Like
now?
50,000.
I've heard. I think I've heard you
How
do
many?
this on stage.
I would say between 50 and 100,000.
43,000 in America alone.
Okay, yeah.
So flying on a plane is like more than 100 times safer. So that needs to be more dangerous. We should not have airline security at all. You should be allowed to just take a gun on a plane.
Okay, I'm
The
kinda with you.
the economic savings that we'd have as a society from like time, just not having to go through security,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
would far outweigh the loss of life that would occur.
I'm with you. You know what?
I'm with you because I accidentally brought a Monster Energy through TSA and they stopped me.
I thought you were gonna say a gun.
No, when I flew back from Florida, and they're like, "What is this? You can't have this." And I'm like, "I forgot. I literally forgot that I can't. We live in a baby nation,
Yeah.
and I can't have an energy drink on a plane."
It's so funny.
And so he's like,
To be
"What do you-"
fair, it is called Monster. Who knows what it would do to you on that plane?
I'm thinking about doing a
Did you
jihad.
slam it in front of him?
No, I think he just confiscated it. He probably
drank
took it. He probably
yeah,
tired.
dude, they probably take everything. They're washing their hands with the lotion. They're freaking
You should.
using your shampoos.
You should steal from work. If you confiscate something, I don't mind. If I worked at a hotel, everything in the lost and found would just go up on eBay. Pro tip: you have 2 lost and founds. You have lost and found this past week, and then everything else just is what I'm selling on eBay.
Yeah.
Left iPod Nano, or here's the iPod case.
It really annoys me that I can't bring like the tiny pocket knife with like scissors on it
Yeah, the little
on a plane.
the little
I've-
Swiss Army knife.
I've
I love.
accidentally brought a full box cutter onto a plane.
Yeah.
Like I forgot it was in my bag and I just made it through security.
Yeah.
And I was just like on the plane and I realized I had a full on like a retractable box cutter.
And you were
Yeah.
like, I have the
And
chance to do
yeah,
the funniest
I was
thing.
like, oh man. Oh, but I decided I wanted to get to where I was going.
Also, we were like, what if someone on this plane tried something?
Dude, that's kind of my thing where I was like,
If everybody had a
it's gonna be
box
the
cutter.
wildest story ever if some guy tries to take us over and I'm like, hold on everyone, I can kill this guy. Just like, yeah, dude, that
They're
would
like,
like so cool.
Where'd you get that knife? Did you get it from the other guy? I'm like, actually, TSA let me through.
Yeah, dude, this is
How far out can you like get the blade of a box cutter?
far enough, like pretty far.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah, it was a full-on knife. Like I
Okay.
definitely could have.
Have you never worked with a box cutter?
I did, but it was like when I was like 17.
Is it
I
like
can't
a-
remember.
I was gonna be-
Maybe it was a kiddie one.
Yeah,
Like the
a little
child
safety
scissors.
one.
Yeah, safety one.
Yeah, you couldn't do some damage with a box cutter.
Yeah.
Scary. which is
Missed opportunities,
I know it, man. But yeah, they mess up. But I have TSA pre, so they're like sleeping at the
which
wheel.
is also completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
not
have this thing that it's like, okay, half the people don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you pay for it. It's America.
It's like, all right, you can blow up our planes, but you're going to have to pay $100 first.
Mm-hmm.
I love it too because now they have clear. So not only can you get TSA pre, but you can pay more money to skip the line.
Yeah,
how
to
much
get a
is that?
special service. It's like $20 a year or so. I don't know. It's more than that actually. It's like $60 a year or
it's
something.
worth it if
weird.
you fly more than twice.
Yeah, I never get it because I don't care. But if you fly out of like New York a lot, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
But
I've been
now
doing
I
a
get
lot
to
of
fly
flying
out
in
of a
America.
human airport. So instead of the dog airports we have,
What's that supposed to mean?
our airports are bad.
I like.
I don't know. LAX is pretty good.
Yeah, I love either having to leave 4 hours before my flight or more, or spend $100 on an Uber, and then to wait and then possibly miss my flight because TSA at these places is incompetent and no one knows where they're going, and there's a million people here.
I never spend $100 on the Uber. I ride the train like an adult.
I know, and I do sometimes too.
Unprivileged poor guy,
Dude, and it sucks.
and it's an adventure every time.
No,
I ride the train back home at 3 a.m.
I rode the train back home the other day because I'm trying to save money now, and I was like, dude, this sucks. This sucks so bad.
I told you about the time when I was riding from JFK here at like 2 a.m, and there was one other guy on the train, and he was screaming into his phone in Spanish. He's like, voy a matar, mierda, just like spitting, screaming that he was going to kill this guy. And he looks over at me, and he's like, is this train going northbound or southbound? And I was like, oh, you're actually on the wrong train. You want to get on and then
You aided in a murder.
and then he's like, oh, thank you. And he went back to screaming on his phone and got off at the next stop. It was so sick.
oh, man.
You could have saved a life. You could have been like, yeah, you're on the right train.
No, I want to help that guy. He was polite to me. The other
remember-
guy, he might have had a righteous fury. If he was that polite to me and angry at that guy, what do you think that guy did to him? He probably deserved to get murdered.
Sounds like victim blaming.
At like 3 a.m. Imagine how
You're
angry
gonna get
you have to
canceled
be.
for that mentality in 2024.
I do.
We were talking before. I wanted to get pizza and go on the subway, and I'm like, "Can you eat pizza on the subway?" And Mac's like, "No, people will. That's not acceptable
No, I
behavior."
said yes, you can, but people will look at you like you're a crazy person.
Yeah, and then you said because homeless people like pee and shit on the subway, and I'm like, so the subway is basically like the toilet. It's
Yeah.
like you're not supposed to.
No,
eat.
it is. It is.
So you would
dude.
get the exact same look as like you're eating pizza in a
He's
bathroom.
eating pizza.
People will be
That's
like,
amazing.
all right, it's
Yeah,
weird.
anytime someone's eating food, people are like, oh, God, because it's just weird in there, dude. It's just too many particles. I do get the vibe when I'm in there that it's just a gross place, dude. I've seen people having sex in there. I've seen...
You've seen people having sex there.
What?
Was it in the mirror? The mirror, looking at the reflection of the train?
Listen, I'm a different man now.
You had sex in a
I'm born in
toilet.
Christ, so... well, who among us haven't?
Oh, my memories. I don't remember if I have.
Listen, I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and other stuff I am proud of. But anyway, people are having sex on the subway, trust me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
had
seen-
sex on a train in the Czech Republic once. In
What
the
was
back.
his name?
But they're
Nice.
trained.
I got him. Let's go. Oh, dude.
That's illegal there.
yeah, you're gonna go to jail, dude.
It's so funny when you look up like, is it legal to be gay anywhere else in the world? And it's like, no.
Yeah, no, for real, straight up. It's like,
America's the only place that's safe.
The best is Singapore, which is they're like non-religious, but like you can still go to prison for being gay.
Wow.
If you're a man, if you're a woman, they're like,
cool.
it doesn't
Yeah,
count as
that-
sex.
yeah, that's lesbian.
So-
Everyone
or
loves-
like in Brunei, where if you kiss a guy, they're like, they just shoot you in the face immediately.
So,
And the Sultan of Brunei's son is gay,
yeah.
allegedly.
but
Yeah,
he doesn't act on it.
on some forums.
So-
I met this Australian kid who, no, he apparently
on a Czech train.
No, this was in Brunei.
Okay.
I went to Brunei for like 2 days, which is a cool place. They have like Muslim prayer radio,
Yeah.
where like for 24 hours it just Muslim prayer.
Muslim prayer radio.
The prophet and the wacko.
Prophet Muhammad sends his regards.
Have you been to like a place that has Muslim prayer towers?
Yes.
They're dope.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
like it.
sick. It's a beautiful religion.
But yes, we were listening to like Muslim prayer on the way to this illegal speakeasy in Brunei that was in this hotel. And then I met this Australian kid who, he just told me a story that he got date raped by the Sultan's like third son,
Whoa.
the Prince of Brunei.
Couldn't do anything because it's the prince.
Yeah.
We've been telling people.
But then apparently
don't go to places with princes.
No, we've been saying that.
he did tell me that to make it up for him, he threw him a party with like some celebrities, like a birthday party that was really good.
Damn.
So I guess maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I sexually assaulted you. Would you like to meet
Beyonce.
You're like, no, what the hell, man? Also, this is a thing where it's like, why were you hanging out with him still? Get away from that guy. What are you talking about? He's going to murder you. People are stupid, man. Every time I hear a story where someone's like, this person wronged me. Anyway, so I'm hanging out with this person later. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you still near them, dude? People have no backbone.
Look at you learning. You said people this time.
Yeah, thank you. We all know what I meant.
I read the subtext.
We all know what I meant. Idiots. I have to text him back. No, you don't. Block him. Dumbass.
What happened with what was the story? What happened in the train on the Czech train? You never finished that story.
Yeah. What happened?
Finish your last story before the podcast
We just
ended.
had sex and that was it.
What happened?
What-
What did you know her? Were you traveling with her?
Yeah, I was traveling with her.
That story sucks.
Yeah, dude. What do you mean? That's it. How did you start it? Where was it? Do you have any details?
She was like, I had sex on a train.
I'm trying to.
That would be like if I was at dinner with Mac and I was like, I heard a joke today, and then he goes, "Oh, that's funny." And we just kept eating. Like, no, tell me, what do you mean?
I'm sorry.
Can you not give us details?
It was in the back of a train.
There you go.
And
All right, were there
I was
seats
like-
or were there beds? What
there
is
was
it?
there were railings to hold on to, so that was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a commuter train or like a long?
It was like one of those
travel
long
train?
distance trains.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like almost no one on it, so it wasn't even.
Okay, so
there was literally no one in the car.
You went to the back, and this is a car where like people stand around.
There were like seats.
Oh,
It's
okay.
pretty nice. It's less toilet like.
Is this woman European or American?
She was American.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of
Boring.
sucks, but. Well, and you went on this trip with her?
Yeah.
Imagine two Americans.
Really? You went on a romantic
you went-
European trip with a woman?
I thought you like randomly met her.
Why is that so surprising?
I don't know, because you just don't seem like a very romantic guy.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like there for
I
a
don't mean that as
conference.
an insult.
Actually, we were both there for science conferences, so it wasn't
Yeah,
meant. It wasn't
the
meant
plot
to be.
thickens,
It wasn't meant to
okay.
be romance.
Definitely different. Okay. So you did science with each other in the back of a train. All right. And then did you ask her to do it? How did it lead up? How did you get it going?
I think I just started like making out with her.
Nice, classic.
Classic. Yeah, that's how that happens. Well, how you can make something that seems so interesting so lame is incredible. I can't believe how bad that sucks. It's just like, yeah, I went on a romantic trip with a girl. Oh, really? I'm surprised you went on a romantic trip. You're right. It was a science conference. Oh, it blows. Yeah, she was also a scientist. Oh, great. So now she's ugly. And
Whoa,
then
she's.
I'm trying to denormalize, risky sexual behavior by making it really uncool. So that people only have
you
sex
succeeded.
in the
Yeah,
sanctity of their
wow.
house with their
Exactly.
wife.
See, I think that it's okay to have sex with your wife anywhere you want as long as people don't know it's happening.
What about in the butt? Is God mad at that?
I actually don't think so.
Okay. Well, that's the
Is there a
podcast.
verse that?
Well, no, because you and your wife are allowed to touch each other for pleasure, and that's like a part of growing closer to each other. So I think all parts of your body are on offer to each other as long as you're not doing it to use them like an object.
There you go. Falconer, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram, Dr. Falco,
Yes.
Actual doctor.
and
What is that supposed to mean?
What? Nothing.
no, actually, I'm a fake doctor. It's a PhD.
Yeah, but you're more of a doctor than some other people who may have also be a
Also have
doctor.
doctor in there. Yeah,
That was funny when we were hanging out with your friends.
yeah.
Because-
like, why are you Doctor?
Well,
MacArthur?
one of the guys was like, Are you? So what do you have a PhD in, Mac?
That's so funny to ask you. What did you say?
He just assumed that I had doctor in my username, which is why I did that. I like on Twitter, I have like journalist. I just lie because it's funny. It's funny to lie on the internet. It's the least funny thing is when it's like MacArthur comedian. I'm a comedian. I do jokes. I do comedy. It's like
mine sucks.
none of that is fun. Just be like, I'm actually a congressman.
I love when you're saying that people like threaten to call your practice.
Yes, people. I'll tweet something and people will be like, "You're a journalist. Where do you work?" And I'll be like, "Cowboy Boys Publications."
yeah.
They're like, "We're gonna call your employer and get you fired." I'm like, "Please do. Please call them." I need to get a Google number and put it on the Cowboy Boys and be like, "Here's our employees," and just have my name. Put like a roster of fake people and just
have like a fake administrative email that automatically sends a response like, "Thank you for your complaint regarding MacArthur. We've let him go from our company. We appreciate your input."
That would be so sick. Just put have a voicemail line. Do you have a complaint about MacArthur? All right. Well, you got The Science of Getting High as your show.
The Science of
Pretty
Getting
good
High.
show.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
thanks.
I was
guys.
expecting it to be bad, but I was actually really.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot.
I was like, damn, I'm actually learning shit. It is funny.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm gonna do it in Phoenix, Arizona, in Las Vegas, and San Diego in the next few weeks.
I may be at the one in Las Vegas. There's a real world chance if I get a car soon enough.
That'd be dope.
I would just like to drive down and hang out, be homies, and watch the show.
And you post all the follow what is it, Dr. Falco on Instagram.
On Instagram, also Linktree. Is Linktree a social media thing?
Not
where people.
It's if you have your Linktree in your bio, people will find.
Yeah,
tickets.
it's in my bio.
Go to those shows. It's a good show if you're interested in psychedelics and comedy.
Nice.
I liked it. And Shane will be allegedly at one.
Possibly. Yeah. All right.
Follow him.
What a plug.
Follow Falconer. Harass him like you do us. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you, Falconer, for being on the podcast.
Thanks, Mac. Thanks, Shane.
You're welcome.
Why do you
Great
seem
seeing
so
you guys
insincere?
again.
That's how he is all the time. Love you guys.
I missed you guys.
I've missed you a bunch. I can't wait to have you back. It's been a blast. All right, everybody. Yeehaw.